Well, what you can't see in a lot of the scenes is that we're absolutely freezing.
I was like, hello, come here. Yes, I don't know.
I have a terrible barometer for whom, I still, I think that there's like the magical recipe of finishing an episode and wanting to know what happens next. And I believe that there's no one better at doing that than Julie Plec and Karina McKenzie. Their ability to tell a story, and not just fall in love with the story, but specifically fall in love with characters, and not just the beautiful parts, but the really ugly parts. You feel that so sincerely in this show. So the recipe is there for that magical following and that wave. And I hope that everyone jumps on.
Well, what you can't see in a lot of the scenes is that we're absolutely freezing. And the down coats that are on our laps underneath the table. We started shooting in May, and May in Canada, at least in the Maritimes, is still quite cold.
Yeah, we didn't have to jump in the water.
Yeah,
We got really lucky. We didn't do any ocean swimming. The kids had it much harder.
And they built like a
that
heated
was amazing.
area. They like built their own pool within the ocean.
Yeah,
to,
that's
like,
right. With hot water.
I know. But yeah, the elements were quite real.
They were.
Also, all three of us are moms, have young kids, and so we kind of really leaned on one another in that respect.
I complained a lot. That's a great way to deal with it.
It's a little-
Oh my God, it's so cold.
A lot of hopping around, like jumping around. As between takes, going purple.
The cartwheels, some hops, all
Jumping
of
song
that.
and stuff.
They were great though. We had like these warm tents sometimes
Yeah, we had these little heated tents,
we
and
could run into.
you really bond in those things because you just got heaters and everyone's huddled up around each other and just.
Shivering. The coldest day I think on set was during like a scene where there's like storm and a lot of wetness, and it was freezing that
We also
day.
been quite a bit. We were kind of emotional in those scenes.
Very emotional in that scene.
It all helped at the end of the day.
And I couldn't speak when I was walking back into the car. I was like, hello, come here.
Yes, I don't know.
Well, we kind of didn't have to. We shouldn't have shown that we were feeling cold because it's
You
supposed
did not. You did
it's supposed to be the summer and stuff. So we tried to just like I don't know, just I couldn't help but get goosebumps though. I don't know what
Yeah.
they did about that, but CGI.
Here's an Easter egg. Check out Shubham's Goosebumps. No, it was pretty cold, but you know what? It was really beautiful, and it was really worth
The
it.
crew were incredible though. They immediately come.
They
the
understood
boat,
it too.
and they gave
because
like
they're
heating
from Nova
pads. And
Scotia.
stuff. Yeah, they
So, like
understood.
our crew would just be like, "What's the big deal?" and just jump in the ocean at lunch. And so it made us feel like we're not going to be those actors that are just being like so
Right.
wussy about it.
Yeah.
We were just like, screw it, we're doing it. And you know what? It was really fun. And in the end, we are just like kids. So
Which
we
is-
kind
yeah.
of just were like really excited about it at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot, I think, in the show, but I think one of them, at least for me, is that if you come from a somewhat toxic family culture that makes you feel like you have to repress who you are, who you love, what you believe in order to stay part of the family culture, it might be best to screw your courage to the sticking point and walk away.
Yeah, I think hopefully do better.
That's
Like, hopefully they'll come away, audiences will come away with the kind of empathy that that the members of this family weren't capable always of possessing.